Elon Musk is super bitter after Mark Zuckerberg's threads immediately attracted tens of millions of signups within days. I think they're at somewhere around 100 million users now. And the meltdown is absolutely hilarious. So the story is pretty ridiculous in a lot of different ways because, for one, how did this start? Other than, of course, Zuckerberg's threads actually getting a ton of signups. And again, I've got issues with that, but with the company Meta, so don't think that I'm on the side of Meta or Elon Musk. But anyway, or even the people who started this, because a literal brand account, the shit posters over at Wendy's, yes, Wendy's, posted this. Hey, Zuck, you should go to space to really make him mad. LOL. Now, that exchange was noted by a Twitter user who accused Zuckerberg of protecting brand speech, which is not exactly off the mark here, where Musk protects free speech, which is definitely off the mark because, no, he actually doesn't protect free speech at all. Now, Musk noticed this and responded by saying, quote unquote, Zuck is a cuck. I don't know, man. I really think Zuckerberg's kicking your ass right now. Let's be honest about that. So now look, again, not a fan of Meta. An awful company. Zuckerberg's made a lot of his own F-ups. But at the same time, Twitter now is such a dumpster fire that people are willingly going to a Meta product. That, by the way, is basically all brands. And so when it comes to brand safety and elevating brands, yeah, that's kind of what Threads is about. And let's be real honest with that. Okay. Now, that said, Meta, and by the way, some of the issues in Meta, right? Meta has lit billions of dollars on fire in order to make the metaverse that nobody wants. Nobody was interested in the metaverse. No, nobody cared. And Zuckerberg, I think he lost what, $13.7 billion trying to make that happen. Okay. That said, Zuckerberg did not lose as much as Elon Musk did when he bought Twitter for $44 billion. Not even near worth that. Okay. And then, by the way, drove it into the ground. Scared away all the higher tier advertisers. That's why you see like all the crypto bros and the scam bots and all that stuff. Those are the people that are, and the gold ads. Just all the, buy gold, buy silver, all that stuff. That's what you see on Twitter now, because all the higher tier advertisers left. They lost a ton of their advertising revenue. And look, Twitter was not doing well before when it came to revenue. It's doing far worse now. And while Meta, of course, wasted a boatload of money, at least they had the money to waste. Whereas Twitter doesn't have the money to pay the bills. So, in fact, there were 6 lawsuits from companies who say that Twitter had not been paying them. Now, one of them is Facilitate Corporation, an Australian company, and it sued Twitter in San Francisco federal court on June 29th after the company allegedly never paid for approximately $665,000 or $1 million in Australian worth of work on infrastructure for Twitter's offices in Australia, London, Dublin, and Singapore. Facilitate's litigation is the latest in a string of lawsuits filed over Twitter's failure to pay for its offices, with other lawsuits being brought in recent months over Twitter not paying rent in offices in Oakland, Boston, Seattle, and London, along with 2 separate lawsuits over its San Francisco properties. Oops. At least some of those lawsuits have been resolved, to be fair. The Oakland lawsuit was dropped back in June, and Britain's Crown Estate withdrew its lawsuit after Twitter paid rent on its London office, a spokesperson confirmed to Bloomberg. But that still means that there's a lot of lawsuits out there that have not been settled and a lot of vendors that have not been paid. That included Google, for cloud hosting. Oops. So now, Dr. Ruman Chowdhury, a data scientist who used to work for Twitter until November, told BBC during a recent interview that Twitter has imposed rate limits on users due to lack of payment for their bills. So, a little bit of context on that. So Twitter put out the statement, we're going to rate limit you on how many tweets you can view. Now, the whole point there is to tweet and read tweets. If you have a limit on doing both of those, like a hard cap on how many you can tweet and view, what do you think that's going to do to your website? That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Well, they said, it's because of they're doing data scraping and all this stuff, and we don't like it. No, it's because you didn't pay your bills. At least that's what Chowdhury says. She says, frankly, I think I'm in a majority of people who believe that it's due to his lack of payment out of his bills, and he's attempting to reduce his cost. It is a very extreme and unprecedented tactic, which is already failing. So, look, no wonder Elon Musk seems like he's a little bitter. He's losing money. He's losing, and yet he is posting through it all. And look, as people leave, by the way, and people have migrated from that site to now all the different competitors. There's Mastodon, there's Blue Sky, there's Threads, obviously. There's all sorts of different social media competitors now. And Threads actually made it super easy. If you had an Instagram, you just one click and it's whatever. That's it's going to have an impact. And so when people migrate over, well, there's going to be less of an incentive. Now, remember to post there, okay? And remember, one of their big business model ideas from big brain Elon Musk was to, let's charge for the blue check. Well, what value do you get from the blue check? I mean, you're elevated in the algorithm, right? Okay, fair. So you're elevating the algorithm, but if you don't have an audience, then that's pretty much worthless. So the whole point, again, of tweeting, and especially it's been really, really important for news and journalists, etc., because of that audience, because it's a way to get out, that information, that news. And by the way, Meta Threads also, they really don't like news either. And let's be honest, most social media actually hates news and politics. They try to, hide it or downrank it or not, promote it or anything like that because of how volatile the news is, etc. But, on Twitter was really, really big for journalists because you could share this information. You could go viral. You could have these videos and news events and get a lot of traction. Now it's only, and blue checks used to help with that. But now, with any dumbass that can go and buy a blue check, it's not really worth anything now. It has no value. And so you have an audience that's leaving. That's going to further devalue that blue check. And so, and not only that, but the gold check as well for brands, which, Elon Musk charges $1,000 a month. No, that's why all these brands are going over to Threads and stirring up shit. They don't want to pay that $1,000. So that's going to mean a lot of money lost to Elon Musk. He ain't going to get that money. It's gone. And look, as of earlier this year, about 300,000 people had paid for Twitter blue checks. Obliterate itself. That's what it's doing. And again, the number is probably dropped because, once again, there's no value in Twitter. So I'm pretty certain Elon Musk, who knows the details, he's got all of the information. He can easily get that information. He's mad. Definitely mad. And so at this moment, it ain't Zuckerberg who's being cucked. No. It's Elon.